Right now, 1 in 3 people watching this video are living paycheck to paycheck. Not because they're lazy, not because they don't earn enough, because nobody ever sat them down and said, this is exactly what to do with your money. I was one of those people. At 25, I thought I had a spending problem. I'd open my bank account, feel that familiar pit in my stomach, and tell myself, I'll do better next month. Next month came, nothing changed. What I actually had wasn't a spending problem, it was a direction problem. My money had no destination, so it just disappeared. This video is the conversation I wish someone had with me back then. A specific, step-by-step system. No complicated spreadsheets, no cutting out coffee, no guilt. And stay until the end, because I'm going to show you one rule that completely changed how I save. The people who've applied it say it finally made saving feel automatic instead of painful. Let's get into it. Before I show you the system, I need to talk about the 3 mistakes that kept me broke, because I see people making the exact same ones today. The first mistake is saving whatever's left at the end of the month. This sounds responsible. It's actually the reason most people save nothing, because life fills every available dollar. There's a dinner, an event, a random thing your car needs. By the end of the month, whatever's left is usually 0, every single time. The second mistake is tracking every expense obsessively. You download the app, you're logging every coffee, every grocery run, every parking ticket. By day 5, it feels like a second job you never signed up for. You quit, you feel guilty, then you start again 2 months later. Same cycle. The third mistake is thinking budgeting means never enjoying life. This one is the most damaging because it makes budgeting feel like punishment, and nobody sticks to something that feels like punishment. Here's what changed everything for me. Budgeting isn't about restriction, it's about intention. It's about telling your money where to go before it decides on its own. A budget done right doesn't take things away from you, it gives you permission to spend without guilt, because you already know the important stuff is handled. Now let's talk about the system. It's called the 50-30-20 rule. The idea is incredibly simple. You split every paycheck into 3 buckets. The first bucket is 50% for needs: rent, utilities, groceries, transportation, health insurance, the essentials, the things your life genuinely can't function without. The second bucket is 30% for wants: eating out, concerts, streaming services, shopping, the things that make life enjoyable. And notice something important. They're built into the system. You're not cutting them out, you're simply giving them a boundary. The third bucket is 20% for your future: emergency savings, investments, paying down debt faster. This bucket is a letter to the version of you 5, 10, or 20 years from now. Let's make it real. Imagine you take home $3,000 a month after taxes. $1,500 goes to needs, $900 goes to wants, and $600 goes to your future. That's the entire system. Now, I know some of you are thinking, my rent alone is almost that much, and that's fair. In expensive cities, the percentages may need to flex. The point isn't rigid math. The point is structure. The 50-30-20 rule is a starting template, not a law. If your needs are 60% right now, that's okay. Acknowledge it, then build a plan to bring it down over time. Maybe that's a side income. Maybe it's a cheaper apartment when your lease ends. The awareness alone puts you ahead of most people. There's something else most people miss about this framework. When you decide in advance where your money goes, spending decisions stop feeling like moral battles. That dinner isn't a question of whether you're good or bad with money, it's just a math check. Do you have room in your wants category? If yes, enjoy it. If no, you already knew that before you sat down. That's real financial freedom. There's one more piece to this system, and honestly, it's the part that does the most work. The biggest shift in how I think about money came from one simple idea: pay yourself first. I used to save whatever was left. As we already talked about, there was never anything left. Then I flipped the process. I started treating savings like a bill. Not a goal, not a good intention, a bill. The moment my paycheck arrives, a fixed amount automatically moves into savings. I never see it, I never debate it, it's already gone, working for me. This idea is called pay yourself first, and the numbers behind it are powerful. If you invest just $200 a month starting at 25, you could end up with close to $480,000 by 65. Start the exact same habit at 35, and you may end up with around $227,000. Same monthly contribution, same discipline, but a $250,000 difference simply because you started earlier. Think about that for a second. The difference isn't what you invested, it's when you started. Here's how to make it work. First, automate it. Set up the transfer on the same day your paycheck arrives. Not the day after, the same day, before your brain finds another use for that money. Second, every time you get a raise, increase your savings before you upgrade your lifestyle. Even a small increase can create a massive difference over time. Most people get a raise and immediately find ways to spend it. That's lifestyle inflation, and it's one of the biggest reasons people never feel wealthier despite earning more. You work hard to earn more. Make sure some of that extra money actually stays with you. If I could go back to 25, here's exactly what I'd do. First, I'd build an emergency fund covering 3 to 6 months of expenses. This is your financial seatbelt. Before investing, before aggressive debt payoff, before anything else. Because life will surprise you, and having cash set aside turns a crisis into an inconvenience. Second, I'd start investing immediately, even if the amount feels ridiculously small. $50 a month is enough to begin. The habit matters more than the amount. Starting early gives compound growth more time to work. Third, I'd pay attention to lifestyle inflation. Every raise and every bonus creates a temptation to upgrade everything. A nicer apartment, a better car, more subscriptions. Some upgrades are fine, but if your income doubles and your savings rate doesn't, you're just running faster without getting anywhere. Fourth, I'd focus on increasing my income, learn new skills, work on side projects, pursue better opportunities, but I'd keep spending as if that extra money never arrived. At 25, you have something no amount of money can buy later: time. Time for your money to grow, time to recover from mistakes, time to build a life intentionally instead of accidentally. The people who understand that early often look back years later with something incredibly valuable: peace of mind. Let me leave you with this. Personal finance isn't really about money. It's about options. The option to leave a job that drains you. The option to take care of someone you love. The option to say yes to opportunities without checking your bank account first. The 50-30-20 system isn't perfect. Paid yourself first isn't magic, but both are simple enough to start today and powerful enough to change the direction of your life if you stick with them. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin. Before you go, think about this. What's one money lesson you wish someone had taught you earlier? Leave it in the comments. Your answer might inspire the next video. And if this helped you, share it with someone in their 20s who needs to hear it. Sometimes the right idea at the right moment can change a life. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.